Deep in the bowels of Shea Giuseppe, we are kinda right. My name is Al. Across the table from me is my friend Joe.
Hey, I feel like I got a finger in my bowel.
Right. In the bowels. And
So
to my
when
left,
you say deep, I believe you.
to my left and Joe's right at our pentagonal home base shaped table is my son Evan.
Welcome, Evan,
Thank you.
for a show on Kinda Right.
Isn't that nice?
He's
It's
fucking stoked. I can tell.
Isn't he? Look at him. He's just brimming with excitement.
Probably got a boner and everything.
Right. Evan was admiring that engine right there.
That's a good looking one, isn't it?
Is it from a lawnmower?
No, I bought that for a now forgotten use, but it is a beauty.
Oh, you mean you don't even remember what you bought it
Snowblower?
for?
No, I think it was going to be a generator of some sort.
Oh,
But
'cause-
It has a radiator on it. I noticed that.
that's a beauty of a motor.
Well, yeah.
That's a
OH
Kohler
OH.
V twin. I'm telling
you
you.
don't even remember what the hell you were doing with it, huh?
I don't know. I bought it. It's been in here ever since I bought it.
What are you going to do? Which means, did you finish the room around it? Was the place unfinished when you bought it? It might have been.
You know, I don't remember. I may have
pretty
finished
funny.
it behind it,
Hey,
right around the room.
yesterday, our favorite punching cow came up a couple times, and I got. There was one other thing she said. You know who I've been referring to when I say our favorite punching cow,
Oh,
right?
that fucking whore, Hillary.
Yes, that's the one.
She can't die fast
Yeah,
enough.
she just refuses to go away. In the middle of all this,
Jesus
all
Christ.
this ridiculous Matt Lauer bullshit that's going on, she actually said out loud that Matt Lauer is facing karma for unfair questioning of her during the campaign.
It's all about her, isn't
It's
it?
all about her, and she doesn't realize that motherfucker pulled a lever for her. You know what I mean? And he
She's just,
dared question her.
she's just
Like a journalist is supposed to do, Hillary. That's who you people wanted as president, by the way. You listening to me, Dan? Lisa? Are you listening to me out there?
Yeah.
You wanted a woman
cocksuckers.
who believes basically in the Force, essentially. She believes in the Force. You know what I mean?
No, she believes in fucking evil and getting even. Using the government to get even. Like when her fucking scumbag husband was in, there were people that, anybody that talked against the Clintons, all of a sudden, for the first time, they got an IRS audit every year.
Yeah, right.
You know? They are, I've said this enough, though. They are the fucking epitome of scum.
They are.
They're fucking evil. They're criminals. And they both should be fucking killed. And if anybody's listening who's in, you know, it won't be, there'll be no killing coming from me. This is not a threat.
Yeah, right.
I wish they were killed.
Yeah, they should be dead. You're not
They
saying
should be
that
fucking
you're gonna
killed.
do it. You're not threatening to do it. They should be dead. They've made
They'll
enough
be
other
dead
people
soon
dead.
enough.
They will, just from old age, and they'll get their comeuppance.
Hopefully the kid will die, too.
I
And-
mean, hopefully I guess you can have adult onset leukemia. Fucking
well, she could always get, like,
we are going to be here Tuesday, right? We're not
cancer
gonna
of
be
the
here Thursday,
fucking...
right.
No, I'm going to be here Tuesday.
All right. I'll hold off till Tuesday then.
She could get cunt cancer.
Yes, something along that line. So politics is not something that's on your radar, Evan, at all, right? You probably only hear about it when I'm ranting and raving.
I mean,
Your mom
He
certainly
doesn't
could care less. Couldn't care less.
in school, I might get a little bit here and there
Yeah.
from teachers.
My teachers are all lefties, correct?
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
They certainly don't. There's certainly no. They're not encouraging intelligent discourse between sides.
They're not preaching anything, but
Yeah, they're not.
it comes up, you know.
Yeah.
And it comes up in social media.
Oh, sure.
Oh yeah.
I want, are high school teachers biased?
Of course they are.
I mean, college campus, you know, if you get into the humanities in a college campus, like if you go to the School of Engineering, you're going to find very little, they don't give a shit.
yeah, yeah.
But if you get into the humanities
These
or
are
anything
people.
like that,
These are all people who have humanities degrees. Teachers.
high school teachers?
Yeah.
Well, not a high school math teacher or history teacher.
Yeah, but
or
you still
science
gotta,
teacher.
in order to get a 4-year math degree, you still gotta have all these core fucking stupid shit in philosophy and sociology and
Yeah, but
certainly
very
some
little.
English and history and all that shit. You
And
know?
who pays attention to that shit?
I mean, you still got to try to get out of there with better than a fucking 2.5, you know?
Yeah.
If you want to get hired. You can't be like me who graduated with a 2.14, baby. Thank
Oh,
you very much.
I got you beat.
Shut up.
I was a 2.24 or
no,
something.
I'm talking about getting out with a low average. I'm the one who brings the average down to 2.5.
So,
So are you, actually. Yeah, right.
Yes.
Yeah.
well, what happened is, because I got my college transcript when Ira and I and his son went up to UMass Amherst,
Yeah.
and it was like a 2.2 something, 4 or something.
Yeah.
Now, when I switched from SUNY, I have a 2.7
Okay.
because the 2 Fs that I got when I was in college, they just dropped them.
Right.
And then Ira said, yeah, that's great. Why don't they just drop all the C's, too? As a matter of fact, drop everything that's not an A,
Right.
and you'll have a 4.0.
Right. And at the end of the day, it just doesn't matter. They
No.
just don't care about your fucking grade point.
Well,
average.
not
They
now.
They don't. I think when kids are first getting out of school and they're competing for jobs with other recent college graduates, obviously. But as you go along in life, I mean, certainly the job I just got, it helped that I had a college degree. I got more hired on my 30 years work experience, but it didn't hurt that I had a college degree. He certainly didn't fucking ask me what my grade point average was.
Well, no,
You know
but
what
it
I mean?
means that you
can learn.
You spent 4 years. He's probably looking at that because he doesn't have one, right?
Oh no, he's got one.
Oh,
He went back to school and got an MBA or something. Yeah, I
Okay,
think he's
well
got an
then,
MBA.
then he understands the importance of education
Yeah, his son's
and
got
how
a
it
degree.
makes you. Education teaches you how to learn,
Yeah,
and that's what I got out of it.
yeah.
And here's what I learned today:
Go ahead.
that there's been a fuck that's been working in the Mueller special counsel who they found him with a lot of text messages, anti-Trump text messages. Did you see that one?
No, that must be new because I actually been
And they
paying
kicked
attention.
this guy.
Where'd you see that on MSN or what are you? what are
So
you going?
not only you can go to the Drudge Report.
Drudge Report. Okay.
Trump hater on Mueller team. Not only was this guy a Trump hater, but he was one of the interviewers of Hillary Clinton, and he was part of the email investigation.
Part of the people who fucking interviewed her and said, yeah,
Part
she
of the
did it,
people
but,
that
oh, well,
said
we can't do anything.
she really didn't do anything wrong. She didn't mean to have any. She didn't really mean to have any classified information on her server.
Right.
Or she was too stupid to know. Whatever excuse you wanna give them. And then this fucking thing keeps going on and on.
By the way,
Have you seen that hatchet-faced fucking senator from Virginia? His name is Warner.
oh, Mark Warner. Okay.
Right, but he's not related to the other Warner.
The other Warner, right.
that was married to
Liz
Elizabeth Taylor.
Right, right.
And I thought he was.
He's not, though.
So that's, and this fucking asshole was on, and now they've been having this collusion investigation
Yeah.
for a year now.
Yep.
So they asked him. I think this was Jake Tapper asked him point blank, and they don't ask him a lot. You know what I mean?
Yep.
They don't ask him. They really don't. But he asked him once, is there any evidence so far that you found of collusion? Well, Jake, I don't really want to talk about that until the investigation's 100% concluded.
Right.
So if you answered that so far we found nothing, that would somehow jeopardize your investigation?
Right. It would jeopardize them
It would
fucking
jeopardize
being
their
biased.
agenda.
Right. It'll
Oh,
jeopardize
wasting
their
everyone's fucking
biased
money.
nest. You know?
So I want Mark Warner, not his kids, but I'd like him to die.
Yeah, he should probably die too.
And that, have you seen that shifty-eyed fuck? You know, I know this guy's fucked a dog. At least, I'd say he's fucking a 10-dog fucker.
Right.
And each one of those dogs he probably banged a few times.
Talking about Mark Warner still?
No,
Oh.
no, this is Adam Schiff. You seen that fucking beady-eyed bastard?
He does look a little shady.
Oh, he looks like he's been,
Knee deep in a fucking dog.
oh my God, just, with the thing howling. He went out, he looks for dogs still with balls so he can grab onto the dog's balls. What do you think, Evan?
You got any friends who fuck dogs, Ev?
I don't think so.
No. Talking to the microphone. I'm
I
fucking
don't
begging.
think so.
No.
What do you think about fucking a dog? Not you personally, but, in general.
I don't know. It's not. I don't think that's something that comes up very often.
Say one of your friends came up to you and said, "Hey, Evan, I got to tell you something. Last night I got a little drunk and was a little high, and Skippy came over and was fucking licking my face, and she turned around and had her tail up, and I was like, well, long story short, I fucked her." Like, would you still be friends with that person?
That's a tough question.
Would you if he said it, and I'm so sorry I did it, and although the dog seemed to like it, but
The dog seemed to like it.
I'm horrified that I did it. I was bombed and everything. Can you forgive me? So what do you think?
But why would he have told me that?
Well, because he needed to confide in somebody.
Yeah, he's also probably looking for someone to say, "Oh, it's okay. Don't worry about it. Just don't do it again."
Oh yeah, I fucked a dog too.
Yeah, right.
So what do you think? Would you be able to forgive him?
He's not asking you if he fucked your dog now.
Right, he
Talking
didn't
about
fuck
just
your
some
dog.
random dog. His own dog.
His own
No.
dog.
I don't know, but it depends on who it's coming from. I think like who is this person to me?
Well, he's a good friend. Say he's
Just
a good friend.
A good friend.
You've known him for a while.
Do I go to school with him?
Sure.
I think it would definitely make something awkward. It would be something. Obviously, now I know.
Now, are you the type of person who would run around and tell everyone that he fucked a dog?
Depends on how he feels about that. Like if he was now comfortable with telling people that, and
Well, I don't think you ever get comfortable telling somebody you fucked a dog.
Pretty sure Evan would hold that under his hat.
So
to
you're not
speak.
one of those vicious people that would tell the secret just to fuck him over.
no, like if
he told you in complete confidence.
if he wanted me to keep something a secret, I would probably respect that.
Well,
It's mighty
how-
white of you.
that is. It's a good thing.
Well, you would do the same thing, Joe. You probably wouldn't tell too many people.
Like if you came over and said, "Jesus, Joe, I'll tell you, I don't know. I thought it was a chick. She was awful hairy."
Yeah, you probably would tell a few people that story. That's maybe not one that you need to be confiding in Joe. And one other thing on old Hillary, not to totally change the subject, but
Die.
something about
Die, you filthy whore.
something about bestiality. Made
Oh,
me
she
think
had a
of-
coughing fit
Oh,
in
did she?
Philly. Yeah.
Well-
Isn't that great?
I mean, she's been having
bad
a lot
she-
of those lately.
Oh, hopefully it's some sort of throat cancer.
Yeah, tuberculosis or something.
Anything.
It's like
Just anything.
She's a lunger like fucking Val Kilmer in Tombstone or some shit.
Yeah.
Doc Holliday.
Was that tuberculosis
Yeah,
or
no, he had tuberculosis in that.
he's a
A
lunger?
lunger. Anyway, Hillary hates the new tax package. By the way,
Of course she does.
didn't do enough for people who didn't give money back to people who don't pay taxes already. I guess I don't know, but she.
Well, the only good thing that this tax plan did do from the summary that I read, is basically it's cut the corporate tax from 35 to 20%,
Right.
which it's very hard to argue that that's a bad thing to do.
Right.
You know, everybody says we're going to lose a ton of money, and I watched Jennifer Granholm. Do you know who she is?
Sounds familiar.
She was the former governor of Michigan.
Okay.
And she's an irritating, dumb fucking, you know, it's all about, nobody gets it. The money's not going to disappear offshore
Yeah.
if you don't have a 35% tax rate.
Right.
But we have a 35% tax rate, so the money goes offshore.
Right.
So, and it makes people manufacture shit in other places.
Right. Maybe they'll.
So they only look at the lost revenue and they say, well, we're going to lose $1.4 trillion. Not realizing that, no, there's a bunch of companies that have come back to the United States because of it.
Right.
But they're too stupid or partisan to be honest about it.
Right.
I think probably too stupid.
I don't know, man. You like to think these people aren't stupid. They're just blinded by their fucking agenda. You know what I mean? They can't. There's no room for discourse or other ideas, and that's just a microcosm of it. I would like to think that anyone who has the drive and who could run a successful political campaign enough to be elected governor of Michigan isn't a stupid person. You know what
She
I
used to
mean?
have a big mole on her face somewhere, and she
It's
had
gone
that
already?
lopped off.
Oh, well, so maybe she's not that dumb. I mean, I know you think that,
She's irritating.
yeah, I know there's certain places where it's easier to get elected, obviously.
And she was a big Hillary person.
Right. And obviously, smaller states, it's probably easier to get elected because you're literally a big fish in a small pond. And I know you think that, geez, now I sound like the idiot. What's the good-looking chick who ran with McCain? She was vice president. What the hell is her name?
Palin?
Sarah Palin. I couldn't remember her last name. I knew her name was Sarah. I know you think she's probably an idiot. But you'd like to think that someone who could, you know, become...
She sort of acts like an idiot.
Yeah.
I don't think she is an idiot. But
I don't
she's-
either, by the way.
But I don't want to listen to her.
Yeah, she is pretty annoying. She got that.
You know,
Wasn't she like born and raised in Alaska? She
This is
sounds like
going to
she's from
sound
Chicago or something.
This is going to sound sexist and horrible.
Well, which means it probably is.
I really like Whitney Cummings.
Oh, she's amazing.
I tried to watch one of her specials last night.
And you couldn't deal with her voice?
I had to turn it
She
off.
yells because she screams, right?
And it's so shrill.
Yeah, she's shrill.
And I went and watched, I think his last name is Williams, and he's a midget
Okay.
comedian.
Jeez,
A
I don't
dwarf.
know. Don't know who that is.
He's really funny.
Okay.
But I don't think he was funnier than her, but he didn't have a shrill voice.
Yeah, right.
So
By the way, how's Whitney looking? She's a good-looking girl, right?
Whitney looks pretty good. Whitney was on Joe Rogan not too long ago, like a couple months ago.
You know, she got discovered on the Stern Show, right?
No.
She was,
I
before she
believe it.
hit it big, she was on Hottest, Funniest Chick fucking contest. I believe she only finished second.
She is funny.
Well, and then she went on to she's written all these shows, you know, and now she's the showrunner at the new Roseanne show, apparently. But
She's a smart woman.
She had Two Broke Girls was her show. Of course, she had her own show that shit the bed. She had another one, but she's a writer and she can actually deliver. But you're right, man. The whole yelling thing, you got to calm down, Whitney.
But it wasn't so much yelling. It was she's not talking any louder than any guy. It's just that
Brad Williams.
she's got
Okay.
she's got one of those voices, and it's I know it sounds sexist, but it's
Not.
It's just maybe women have different voices sometimes.
Well, that's
and
one of the most, other than the fact that she's a fucking
And
known
tits.
criminal and an awful human being, but one of the reasons why we hate Hillary is the fucking shrill shit on stage.
yeah,
You know what I mean? That's not attracting any
Along
votes.
with the smug, fat face.
Yeah. That's not
And
a,
the ass the size of Texas.
That's all right.
Texas-sized ass.
By the way, her ass has nothing to do with me not liking her. By the way.
Oh, everything about her, I fucking hate.
Yeah, she's fucking terrible. So I'd never heard of this cat, Brad
killed.
Williams. I'm gonna have to listen to him later.
Yeah, he's pretty funny.
Definitely interesting looking. Those guys all look the same though. It's weird. That's not. What is that? That's not dwarfist, is it? That doesn't make me a
I don't know what they
racist.
I
They
don't
do
know
look alike. Come on.
What is the correct term? I think it's little people.
Yeah, they're little people. Well, I think you can say dwarf. You can't say midget. He definitely has dwarfism. Dwarfism is a condition. Midget just means someone who's
Well,
really
he calls
short.
himself a midget.
Does he? Because he's funny. Because he's fucking funny.
Because he's tired of the political correct shit,
Yeah.
too.
I mean, guys like, remember Hank,
Says, I'm
right?
a fucking midget.
Remember Hank from Fall River, Hank the angry, dumb, and drunken dwarf?
Yes.
He didn't, he could deal with dwarf, but you couldn't call him a midget. You can't call, he'll take little person or dwarf. You cannot call him a midget because he was a dwarf. Midgets are just people who don't.
Midget seems to fit, though, better than dwarf and little person.
Midgets are people who are in proportion the same as us, regular sized people, or in my case, overly fucking regular sized people. But they have the same. They're not all like people with dwarfism have the big head in in correlation with the rest of their body and short arms and legs. Midgets just look like a regular person. They're just on a smaller scale.
Oh, all right.
Like if you're at quarter
there's
scale,
a
they're at eighth.
There's a technical difference.
Yeah, there is. Dwarfism is a condition. Midget is just you're fucking short. You know what I mean? You're just short. And I believe if it's a full grown man, anyone under 4'10" is technically a midget. Women, it might be 4.5 feet. There are plenty of women out there who aren't even 5 feet tall, by the way. I'm sure you know some. I know a ton of them. Most of them are waitresses and bartenders and T-bones.
I think 410 is like for both.
Is it for both?
I think.
Okay. I believe it. 4'10" is short. You had a great grandmother who was only 4'10". She was right on the brink of being a midget.
Who?
Gigi.
Really?
Was 4'11", and then I think 4'10", 4'9", while she was withering away, you know? She wasn't 5 feet tall, man.
I was going to say Shauna was 4'8".
Who?
9. Shauna.
Oh, your friend Shauna?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was tiny.
Yep.
And actually, she probably ain't going to get any taller because she was already, when you're a girl, if you're 14, you're pretty much done.
She might have like
Evan's,
Girls definitely.
My daughter, Evan's sister, Charlena, was always tall. Like,
Yep.
Even for the boys, she was always tall. And then she stopped growing at 14. And what is she, 5'2", 5'3"?
her.
She's like 5'3", like the rest of them, right?
Women are
Charlena,
definitely.
they just stopped growing at like 14.
Yeah,
She's like 5'.
they're not like
Is she
guys.
that tall?
Guys keep growing until they're
25,
25.
yeah. And
And
then,
probably maybe a little bit more.
well, I guess height-wise, you can expect to be done at 25, but you thicken out until you're 30. You know what I mean? You're gonna
That definitely
not
happened
fat,
to me. I
not
was just-
fat. You just thicken out.
I was a
Guys are a
rail.
mess. Yeah. You kind of like this guy here. What are you weighing? I bet you don't even weigh 170, right? And you're 6 foot tall now.
158.
Yeah, 158. He's 6 foot tall.
I think I
Are
might
you
have
6
been
foot?
small.
5'11"?
I might have been smaller than
right
him.
on the cusp of 5'11".
Yeah, 5'11". He's fucking 158. My left leg weighs 158. You know what I mean? Yeah, Joe, you were a skinny guy for a long time, and then you filled out.
Germany
in your 20s.
offers money for migrants who go back home.
But what do they mean by migrants? Like anyone who was a German citizen that left and like an expat, like expats type of thing?
Well, they want the people that are coming from the places where.
Oh, I'm saying if you're a Syrian and you come into Germany, they're going to give you
Yeah.
money to leave. That's not a bad policy.
Get the fuck out.
I'm sure that countries like that are being. I don't know though. By the way, as you know, I and my family have been to Europe several times. Evan is going on a trip with his classmates to Italy and Germany, right?
To Munich to see the museum, Holocaust Museum.
Oh, Munich's cool, man. Munich's a great city.
And
It really
I
is.
think we're staying in Germany for one night and then leaving.
And then they're going to Italy, which is kind of cool. Do you know? Are you doing? You're going to Italy,
Yeah.
and so you already said you're going to the Holocaust Museum in Munich.
That's the last thing.
That's the last thing. So you're flying out of Munich, or are you driving back to Italy? Do you know?
We're flying in on a
To-
weekend to
Yep.
Florence.
To Florence. You land in Florence. Okay.
That's south, right? Yeah.
That I don't know. I should know.
I'm pretty sure we're going into Florence if that is the most south
Okay,
we're going.
and then?
we're traveling north and we're stopping along the way to different places like the Colosseum and like Tower of Pisa, all that stuff.
Also, is the Pisa thing definitely going on now? Because it sounded like a
That's-
maybe.
I think I want to do that.
Well, fuck, why not? It
I
sounds
mean,
like a good time.
It's only $65.
Yeah, and wear wear good shoes. By the way,
To go to the Coliseum?
no. he's-
Tower of Pisa.
And are you doing the Colosseum in Rome and all that
That's
shit?
guaranteed. Yeah, that's
Oh, that's
what the
awesome.
trip.
So
yeah,
that's-
no, we're
Are you guys
gotta
doing
see
the-
the Tower of Pisa if
Well,
you're there.
that's a
That's
side
optional.
trip.
That's
and it's
optional.
because
That's optional.
that's like a whole day trip from Rome. It's like it's an excursion. You know what I mean? It's not really near Rome, correct?
While we
well, I
go
would be
out,
there
some
10
people
minutes,
would
so
stay back.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
go an hour out of my way.
So while you guys are doing, I mean, the meat of it will be Rome. Are you going to do the Vatican? Are you doing the Sistine Chapel? And,
Sistine Chapel.
oh,
We're doing
that's
that.
in the Vatican, so you're going to get to go to the Vatican. That's amazing. That's awesome. That's the center of the fucking universe. You know that? It really is.
You know, I'm excited.
it's
I'm
not.
exci- I'm
It's the
excited-
center of the human universe,
I'm excited to go.
it's the
Good for
center
you.
of the Catholic universe.
which is the center of the fucking universe, frankly. That's all of this shit is because of Romans and Roman Catholics and all that. All of everything. You know that. We've talked about that.
Listen, here's what they need to do about the whole German thing. They need to get some realism back into this, like
What are we going back to? We're going back to the what now? The whole people
Holocaust
leaving?
Museum
Oh,
and
Holocaust. All right, go ahead.
So they should get back to where, the war, what happened shortly after the Allies came in. And what happened is the Germans were all starving. So your basic Allied soldier could basically get blown and his asshole licked for half a chocolate bar.
Right.
And they should do a recreation of that. Have some
For the
big-
students, you mean?
yeah, big titted German whores. Fucking slobber all over you for half of a chocolate bar.
What I was surprised about, it's not that big a group going, huh? It's like 8 students, or is it more?
It's 3 adults
Oh,
and 13 kids,
all right. Well, that's
so it's
decent.
like a dozen of kids.
Now, I know that you're a confident person and you have traveled and all that. Are you at all nervous about anything? Like,
Meaning, like traveling there.
yeah, like the details and the people who are supposedly in charge. Are they with it?
I think I have trust in that company.
It's the company. Do you have trust though, like in your teacher who is your main?
The teacher's just a chaperone.
So
It's run
so
by
they're like a chaperone, but there's going to be someone from that EF. What do they call it? It's not
EF tours
EF tours. Okay, and they do these tours, Joe, professionally and
to Europe and different parts
For-
of the world.
for
Students.
for school
For
groups.
students?
So it's a company that manages these tours. You know what I mean? And they're out of Boston too, aren't they?
I'm
I
pretty
think-
sure.
Yeah, they have their big offices up.
So the chaperones
By
that are
Route
going,
1.
are
There's
they teachers?
Yeah, there's a teacher.
There's a librarian and my superintendent, and then
Oh, the superintendent's
the
going.
nurse. Well, the superintendent filled in for the nurse. I guess she
Oh, the nurse
she
is flaked.
couldn't go.
Yeah.
and then so he filled.
Oh,
in.
and there's a parent is the
there's
third,
a parent, and then
which is
also,
cool.
If there were more kids, I think if there's 20 kids,
There would have had to have been someone else.
and one of the health careers teachers would have filled in.
Yeah. So and then the woman who is running it, she's
Is there
pretty young.
any of the people that are going, like teachers and stuff, you might have had the hots for?
No,
That's a quick answer.
I would suggest maybe going over to the Eastern Bloc,
No,
where
his-
rape's legal.
But-
he saw
By the way, Evan's girlfriend is also going on
Yeah.
the trip. So
Caitlin's going.
Oh,
yeah,
well,
so that's nice. You know what I mean? He's got someone to share the experience with. He's not like going.
plenty
with
of rubbers in Europe.
He's not going with his buddies. You know what I mean? He's going with his girlfriend. So it should be a nice time.
You mean,
Do you know if she's
is the kid that banged the dog going?
Is he? The imaginary friend that Joe made up a little while ago. So
Possibly.
by the way, his girlfriend is lovely. She's very shy, and she looks way younger than he. Although
Straight A's. She's straight A+.
yeah, she's a wonderful kid. And she's a welder, right? That's
She's a
the program she's in.
Metal fabrication.
Is she going to do that for a living? Or is she going to do the photography thing? Because she does photography
does
on the
that-
side.
She takes a few photos.
But she's
on
pretty
the side.
talented at it. I know, like, I always thought photography wasn't a big deal, but the older I get, I understand now that people have the eye for it. And it's just not.
Do you want to see some of her pictures?
It's not just the eye for the moment that it's been taken. It's the potential to, when you develop it and you go through and do the filters and all that, you at least can see the potential for something that will make a great photograph later. You know what I mean? So does she bring cameras, Evan, and everything everywhere she goes? Does she have a couple different professional type cameras, or?
She has a camera. This
So
is her
she's
page. This is her page, her photo page. She has pictures of her friends and a few of her siblings, and
Now, is this her?
that's her friend. That is, yeah, that's her friend.
I don't
Where's,
know. I
where's
shut my
she
phone
at?
off.
You got to bring her over here.
She's cute. You should bring up the prom pictures, because that's the only time she ever looked like an almost adult to me. She looks 11 to me, but when they went to the prom, she got all dolled up and she looked
You
beautiful.
love the 11-year-olds.
Well, listen,
Hey, you know what? Every day, says McMaster, the potential for war with North Korea increases.
by the way,
USA has ordered 16,000 troops and 230 jets to get ready for
This
North
is a
Korea.
nice picture. Nice recent picture. That's my girl.
What's on her face?
That's just a shadow. It's like light coming in through.
she's cute.
yeah, she's a cutie.
She's probably very nice.
The
Yeah.
thing with McMasters and all those guys, because McMasters was a big time general, right? That was his.
Well, they know when you're going to go to war.
Yeah, they know the deal. They know what all the telltale signs are. There was another one of them ex-generals this morning on. I actually watched the news on one of the fucking talking head stations, but man, I think it was CNN, and I should have written down who it was. Boy, he was reading Flynn, the riot act, man. Does not like Flynn at all.
I don't even know what he did.
I told you yesterday what he did. He fucking lied, and that's all he did, and that's all they can get him for.
Yeah, but I
and
don't.
If
I don't-
that's
what
all
did
they
he
can get
lie
him
about?
he lied that he said that he and the Russian foreign minister did not discuss certain aspects about Syria that they did discuss,
Oh,
because
is that why Trump fired him? Did he tell Pence?
he lied to Pence.
What was the lie that he told Pence?
He told Pence the same lie he told the FBI,
Okay.
and he got fired for it. And even today, oh, by the way, our president, Donald J. Trump, the greatest president in modern U.S. history, overnight, how he does his Twitter rages late at night. It's almost like when he's going to bed. We all know, never mind since he's been president, Donald Trump sleeps 4 hours a night, maybe. A lot of nights he doesn't
He's
even
up
get
till
any
like
sleep.
midnight, and he's up at 4 in the morning.
And we're talking, he probably doesn't get deep sleep either. He probably meditates. I bet he meditates. That's how he gets his rest. Anyway, he loves that fucking Twitter. Oh, and by the way, you know that Twitter is not just 140 characters anymore. It's 280. They upped it.
I got kicked off Twitter.
I know, but you can express yourself a little deeper on Twitter now. You can write like a paragraph, not just a sentence.
So they doubled the number of characters?
They doubled the number of characters. They actually did a test run. Oh my God, Mitch McConnell looks like a fucking creature from fucking Star Wars, doesn't he? He looks like Jar Jar Binks.
He could be.
Oh my God. Anyway, I'm sorry. Oh my God, he looks like Jar Jar Binks. Anyway, Trump overnight, he claimed that there's a double standard when it comes to Hillary lying. He seems to almost be defending Flynn right now. So, you were talking about, he still loves Mike Flynn. He loves him, but he had to fire. He had to let him go.
Yeah.
Because, he's the boss. He knows when you got to fire someone.
Everyone, but
he managed to throw a barb at Hillary, you know what I mean, during this whole shit.
he's right to do so.
Yeah, he is.
Because this fucking whore should be in prison.
Yep. And there seems to be some weird double standard. And that's the exact word
And I
he
don't
used.
understand why they're not. Two of them should be in prison. It's because they never have to pay.
And it's weird.
And she's still out there. She's still out there talking shit. She should be in jail.
And it's weird
She
because
has no. You know what? She doesn't even understand. I think this is how clueless she is, or how maybe just mentally ill she is. She doesn't get that she got away with murder here. She doesn't get that.
you don't think she gets that?
No, you wouldn't be out running your mouth with the opposition party in who would like to investigate you,
Yeah.
and they're looking for a reason, and she's out there running her trap. I don't think she gets it.
Yeah.
I think she just thinks that she's so entitled to just.
You know what's wacky is when they came in, they were literally the ultimate outsiders. You know what I mean? Even though although I got to say he was, because now when you look back on it, I mean, she was around since Watergate as a fucking, as a legal aid or whatever. She's had her fucking mitts in Washington since the early 70s, 20 years before Bill finally got in there.
Well,
but when they got elected, they had the facade as being the ultimate outsiders. You know what I mean? Washington outsiders. He was a lifetime politician. That was his fucking deal. I mean, he was Arkansas Attorney General,
but he
and then
spoke
he
at
became
the Democratic convention
4 years previous,
4
like they
years
all
previous.
do. Just like Barack did, 4 years before. They all do. They all do. That's almost like a fucking stepping stone, not necessarily to the nomination, but definitely to running for the nomination. You know what I mean? It gets you in the primaries.
right.
He was Bill Clinton was a rising star, and believe me, he had aspirations to be president well before that speech. And what was that? We talked about it before. It was like a 3-hour speech, and people were like, get off the fucking stage already. You know what I mean? We got fucking partying to do, because, again, that's all they do with them fucking it's like any other convention. They're just looking to fucking drink and, yeah, hopefully there's a quorum when it comes time to vote on something, but all those people want to do is fucking drink, It's like any other convention.
Right.
What I'm saying is it's interesting to me. It seems to me we do a lot of talking about Hillary, and the more and more I think about it, as much as brilliant as a guy and politician and speaker that Bill Clinton was, and we know that he was he a Fulbright scholar or something like that? I mean, I think that's what he was, because he did the Oxford thing. Hillary Clinton is the fucking motor that run that whole Clinton thing, including him.
No, I don't believe
You don't
that.
think so?
No.
I think that her insider shit was covered kind of. She knew the inner workings of Washington and helped him fucking get elected.
She might have helped she has horrible instincts, which is why she lost the presidency twice. He doesn't.
They had all the same people. They had all the same people, correct?
Yeah, except that she was the candidate.
By the way, what's
She
your
lost.
feelings on Axelrod? I know I'm kind of all over the place, but I think I'm kind. What do you think? What do you think about Axelrod?
He got Barack Obama elected, so I guess he did his job.
Yeah, I mean, do you ever watch that Axe Files or whatever?
No, I watched none of this
Because you
shit
know
anymore.
that started as a podcast. That was a long form interview, and then they put it on CNN, and now it's back. It was off for a while. It's been back since September or something. That was a long form interview show on the internet that they kind of fucking turned into a TV show.
Ted Nugent wants to kill Hillary Clinton.
Ted Nugent is a maniac, by the way. I mean, Ted Nugent is funny. He has a quote that I kind of paraphrase all the time, but somebody was talking about animal rights, and someone was talking about the rights of an individual deer. The individual deer have the right to not be killed and eaten. And Ted Nugent says, not only do they have the right to be killed and eaten, but they have the right to be sautéed in garlic and butter and eaten by me.
Right.
You know what I mean? He loves his fucking game, man.
He did.
By the way, you can't argue with the guy. He's 70. You know who Ted Nugent is? He's a fucking famous guitar player. I'll play you some of his shit. He's also like a wacky gun
Cat
rights guy.
Scratch Fever.
Am I
Fever.
actually?
Amboy Duke. You know who he
Actually-
is if you heard him. You got to study his mute. By the way, he's a sick guitar player, and he was a
When-
great vocalist too.
Going back when I was at Shauna's house for the Super Bowl,
Yeah.
her dad showed me Ted
What, a live show like
like
where
a,
he
like
was
a
shredding
YouTube, like a YouTube video
that he was playing.
Yeah.
shredding like
don't
in his
know.
living room or on stage.
on stage.
Yeah, he shreds, man. But anyway, fucking Ted's got to be 70-ish, right? Up there.
He's no
And he's in
spring
good
chicken.
shape, you know what I mean? And he's quick.
We're gonna look at.
You can't beat Ted Nugent in a debate. He's that smart and that quick. And I wonder if the ability, if you master guitar, right? If you truly master it, I wonder if
Meaning what?
that you can play.
He's 69.
All right, so he's around that's a lot like 70.
It's very close.
So I think that if you're able to master the guitar, now Joe and I always talk about your 10,000 hours. Your 10,000 hours, you got to put 10,000 hours in. You're pretty close, by the way. You're almost there. You got to put your 10,000 hours in on that type of thing.
68.
He's only 68. That's a lot like 69, which is a lot like 70.
It's close to 70.
So he's fucking 70-ish. So he could be my dad.
He wrote a book called Grill It and Kill It. Or Kill It,
Kill it,
Grill It.
grill it. It's delicious. And it was a straight-up cooking book.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that the audio fucking version of the book had some rock and roll in it. But what I'm saying is if you truly master guitar, right? You play a lot of instruments, right?
Right.
Would you say that to truly master guitar, it takes more than just like you have to have some kind of intellectual prowess, don't you think? Don't you?
Yeah.
You have to have some sort of intellectual prowess. You have to be able to break down the language
Definitely,
of music, right?
definitely, yeah.
And then you got to fucking train your hands to do it. That's the hardest part.
The translation from listening to music and maybe like creating music, like thinking.
Oh,
of
certainly
how to-
creating
how
music.
how to put a piece together.
But in some respects, though, right? Because you're just starting to get into writing, and I did a lot of writing too. I found writing easier than trying to recreate other people, like covering other people's music, like trying to, like you can do a version of a song and get away with it, but to do a truly effective version of the song, you gotta fucking pretty much nail it.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
well, that comes with practice.
And that comes with practice.
Yeah.
So maybe the whole writing thing, well, now we're talking about like Mozart and guys like
Yeah.
that, guys who actually compose. You got to have some kind of special gift, correct?
You have to see it in a certain way, I think.
Yeah. So when because you have the unique ability, granted, you can't just pick something up and play it, but if you fucking put a little time in, you can figure out how to play pretty much anything.
Well, yeah.
Do you see music in front of your head, in front of your face? Does it like lay itself out?
like sheet music?
Not
Or
necessarily sheet
patterns,
music.
or
I'm talking about patterns.
Yeah.
So like, does math work the same way for you? Is music math for you, or is it language, or is it a little of both?
If you're covering something and you're trying to perfect it,
Yeah.
and you're practicing something,
Yeah.
there's math involved. And if you're,
Definitely math.
If you're creating something,
It's
that's-
more language.
I mean, it's translation of language,
Yeah.
and it's your thoughts
But
being.
so say when you're
Music.
so say like we got our little Sunday music project, right? When you're presented with not necessarily a new piece of music, but you know what I'm saying, like if we're gonna learn a new song, right?
There's a
say,
format.
Say it's an easy. Say it's something that ends up being an easy thing to learn, right, or to play. Is it something that you see, or is it something that you feel? Do you understand what I'm asking you?
Yeah.
What is it? It's all of that. Yeah.
It just, I don't know. I mean, if we're covering it like the Pixies song,
Yeah.
I can that's a pattern, definitely.
Yeah.
Some of the other stuff, like the solo stuff, like
Sure.
that where Scott and Dave might go off at first, you know, it seemed.
Well, you
I-
certainly have to
I find
recognize patterns, right?
Right, but then you know, it like if you're covering a song, I see patterns, but
All right.
creating music, you need to follow certain patterns. Like there's
Well,
a
to make
format to it.
for it to be understandable for other people who
Right,
don't
exactly.
understand music, right? You got to write a hook, right? You know,
But-
when we talk
right.
about a hook,
Yeah.
it has to be something that somebody else who doesn't necessarily see the music or feel it, they have to be able to understand it on some visceral level. You know what I mean? It usually gets them in the heart or in the crotch or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I see what you're saying.
Yeah. So, do you have aspirations to learn or become proficient? I know you're jonesing to write music. I know that. I can see that in you. Do you feel that if bass is continues to be your primary instrument or your primary expression of your musicianship, are you going to write on bass, or
I
are you
think-
going to pick guitar up? Are you going to
No,
learn? Are you going to
I
do on
think- yeah,
piano?
no.
What are you going to do?
I think I'm building fundamentals off of playing bass.
Yep.
I started playing trumpet in elementary school, and I
Right.
learned to read sheet music
Sure.
from that.
Yep.
And I applied it, playing to trumpet and also trombone.
Some euphonium tossed in there.
Right. I kind of figured those things out from playing,
Sure.
because they're all similar.
But that's different sheet music too, right? Because those are those treble clef or bass clef?
I know both.
But I'm saying, how is all those are all not, none of those are written in bass clef, right?
If you're playing a bass tone instrument, yeah, it's in bass.
But I'm saying euphonium's not a bass tone instrument.
Oh, it depends on who composed it.
Oh, okay.
It's
So
both.
it can be written
It's
in
both.
either?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Sometimes,
Shows you how little I know about
sometimes-
written music.
Sometimes it is both, and sometimes someone's playing a melody in treble clef, and sometimes
Playing underneath. Joe, I'm
rhythm.
sorry if this is boring you to tears, but I've been dying to have this
it's
conversation.
not. I actually want to jump in because
Yeah.
my theory is this. There are, of course, people that are have a musical genius to them.
Savants, they call them.
But anybody that plays an instrument, there's nobody, I shouldn't say nobody, there's very few people that are going to pick up an instrument and just be great at it. It's going to take, even Jimi Hendrix, everything you hear about Jimi Hendrix never didn't have a guitar.
He just always
with
had a
him.
guitar with
He
him.
had a guitar with him at all times.
From when he was like 13 or whatever.
He just had a guitar with him.
Right.
He practiced like fucking crazy.
By the way, he would have had his 75th birthday this week.
So it's not to
Rest
take
in
anything
peace,
away
Jimmy.
from somebody like Jimi Hendrix. Not everybody, but I think if I had discipline and I could spend 3 or 4 hours a day actually practicing, I think I could probably play the guitar quite well.
I think that 10,000 hours thing does. I think that
You
that
have to be
starts
able to do it.
stretch though once you get older. It's just like learn, because I was talking about language. It's just like you're not gonna, if you're gonna learn to fucking speak Mandarin or fucking Farsi or something, you pretty much should do it by the time you're 13, because by the time you're 40, 50 years old, those particular synapses in your brain that make you able to do that aren't as fucking stretchy.
I'm reading that is becoming proven not true.
So you're saying that if you did put in the hours now, that you would be able to do it?
Well, there's a way. There's old people can learn new shit.
Yeah, but how old? There's got to be a cutoff. There's got to be a cutoff.
62 3/4.
Why is that the cutoff, Joe?
Well, because they figure you fucked 3 dogs by then, and you're all done.
And that's why
No, your willingness-
they mail you the Social Security
I think it's
check.
probably more your willingness to continue to try and learn something.
Yeah, and your ability
goes
to actually,
away.
yeah, and your ability to actually fucking focus on what you're trying to learn.
Well, and you can't see. You know what I mean?
Well, what I'm saying is you can't be bogged down when you're fucking 15 years old or 13. You're not bogged down by all the other shit that's going on in life. You're a kid.
Well,
Yeah, you
and
got
your-
school and you got to deal with your parents.
Your back doesn't hurt.
Yeah, but when you're fucking 40 years old, you're worrying about where your next mortgage and car payment are going to.
And your whore daughter doesn't come home after her fourth divorce.
All of that. So it's
know what I
got to
mean?
be harder just because of all that shit
Shit happens.
to learn. You know what I mean? So where are you at with your music? Have you been playing at all? Have you picked up a guitar lately at all?
Oh.
No. Do you miss it?
Yes.
Yeah. And why do you miss it? What do you think? Just because you could go away and does the noise shut off in your head when you're there?
I love playing.
Yeah, it's fun, right? It's a lot of fun.
I don't want to pick it up because if I pick it up, I feel guilty that I won't pick it up again for another 5 days.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So then I don't touch it. Because why?
Sucks. I know what you're saying.
If I could get myself to do it every day for a couple hours.
Yeah, you got to commit.
But even when I was playing, I never really committed that much.
Yeah.
There's a lot of fucking around, you
We got a
know.
lot of axes in here, Evan.
I
Are
noticed
any of them
that.
fucking things in tune?
I think that.
Jesus Christ, you got a lot of acoustics going on in here.
Yeah.
You can't even is that Ibanez a hollow body electric or is that an acoustic? What do you got? One of them fucking. Yeah, all right.
Oh yeah, that's like a Chuck Berry guitar.
You got two? Oh, Takamine. Oh, all right, yeah, man. He's got fucking.
What's that?
What is this with the A on it? That looks like some kind of generic fucking. Oh wait. Oh, Alvarez. That's not bad.
No.
Jesus, you gotta. And this is some fucking. Would you find this at a fucking yard sale?
I got that from Drunk Bob's wife.
After he
What's
died.
that Ibanez?
She gave that to me.
The Ibanez is like Gene's hollow body electric. You want to see it?
Does that one have a?
Do you mind if I hold that guitar, Joe?
No, not at all.
This is a good. This.
I just-
By the way, this is not an easy guitar to play. I've tried to play one of these.
The action's wicked high.
Yeah, it's not. That's not for the faint of heart, right there. You gotta really. You gotta really fucking bear down to play that fucking thing, man.
I like that guitar.
Yeah, it's nice, but shit.
I
You better have the right amp
love
set up for that.
guitars. I like the idea of playing. I just wish I could snap my fingers and then wake up tomorrow and be able to play anything I want.
You know what? I have dreams. I don't know. I mean, you know, I've told the story 1,000 times. I'm actually a frustrated guitar player who turned to drums because, like everything else in my life, drums are easy, just like an English degree. I just took the easiest route out, you know? If I'm going to play music, I might as well play drums because they're easy.
I always take the easiest route out.
Fucking guitar is
And
too hard.
I have no discipline.
And I continue to have dreams. As we know, I'm a vivid dreamer. I have dreams about shredding on guitar, and I have dreams about shredding on piano still. I really wish that I learned how to play piano.
Friday night going into Saturday,
Yeah.
I had a dream that I was playing Soul to Squeeze on bass, and I played it perfectly.
I thought you knew how to play that anyway.
No, I do, but it was so
Perfect.
It was so perfect, and then I woke up, and I went downstairs, and I was playing that song, and I didn't realize I had that dream till I was playing it, and I was like, wow, that's crazy.
Dude, I have dreams like I'm Warren Haynes and playing Government Mule and fucking Allman Brothers shit on guitar. You know
Well,
what I mean?
yeah,
And
no.
I've never even approached that type of proficiency on guitar. You know what I mean? I know how to play. I even know how to pick out a lead, but I'm no fucking shredder. You know what I mean?
Hey,
Go ahead.
Jared is going to have to speak.
Jared from fucking Subway? Oh, Jared Kushner you're talking about.
Yeah.
Might as well be Jared from... what does he got to do? Testify in front of Congress, you mean?
He's going to speak with the...
Oh, with Mueller's boys?
Nope. Israel needs peace with Palestinians before it can form alliance with Arab states.
So what does that mean? Is he the go-between? Is he our guy?
I think what the deal is no one, including Trump or Jared Kushner, are worried about this investigation.
Yeah,
'cause
of
it's
course.
all bullshit.
Well, of course.
I think Flynn's
a fuck up.
and I think they met with some Russians
Yeah.
who might have had some really horrible information on Hillary.
It wasn't. No, this has nothing
I don't
to
know
do with
what's
the election.
illegal.
It has nothing to do with the election. It had to do with the Obama administration's then current policy about Russia and Syria and their relationship. And all that Flynn and his guys were doing was trying to tell Russia, fucking relax, we're going to be in and we're going to listen to you. And they told the FBI that they didn't say that. And they did. And maybe they should have just said, yeah, I said that. What's the fucking problem? The problem was that Flynn was still a private citizen and had no business doing that. And he also was basically
Why did he
a
lie about
lobbyist
it then?
because he's fucking stupid. Because he's stupid. Because
There
he's
was
a
nothing to
fucking
lie about.
soldier. He's not a fucking deep thinker. You know what I mean? He's not a deep thinker.
Well, he's out there. He's carousing around doing the lobbyist stuff. He can't be a moron.
I guess you can.
He got into the Trump
Well,
campaign.
you don't. Between
I'm
me
not
and you.
saying-
No, listen. Between me and you.
Like,
you think,
why would you lie?
do you think that most lobbyists are fucking deep thinkers? These are not people who are getting 4.0s in college. These are people who are driven.
I don't
But
know.
these aren't I mean, they're intellectual. But
They
these
could be
aren't
morons, yes.
Yeah, yeah. You can be a fucking moron and be a lobbyist. I'm pretty sure. All you got to be is a salesman. All you got to be able
All
to
you
do
are
is
is
talk a good
highly
game.
disciplined. But you could be dumb.
You think
And you
lobbyists have to be disciplined only in the fact that they're ruthless and brutal and straight and just boom, 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 tunnel vision.
Yes.
That's what you're talking about.
Yes, they're going to go after
Yeah,
you.
you don't got to
and
be some fucking great thinker. I'm telling you right now, nobody who's a
you could be
lobbyist,
correct.
nobody who's a lobbyist is a great thinker. Nobody. That's not I'm not crashing on them. They're driven more than I'll ever be driven. They're not great thinkers.
I think
They're about as great a
This
thinker as a
whole
car
thing-
salesman. It's the same thing. It's a car salesman.
if
They're
you
car
look at
salesmen.
Adam Schiff,
I gotta call up his face because I know who you're talking about. But
he is
Jesus
just-
Christ, I gotta call him up.
and again, he's
Is
one of
it
those
SCHIFF?
Schiff, SCHIFF. Yes, he just looks like looks like a dog has fucked him a few times.
Born in 1960, by the way. So he's a peer of yours.
You see him?
Yeah, hold on. Every time I click on Wikipedia lately, I'm getting the. Oh yeah, yeah. That's
You see
exactly
him?
who I thought it was. Yeah, no, he's definitely been knuckle deep in a dog today.
Right, or
You
a
know.
cat,
Oh man,
or some other farm
oy
animal.
vey.
He's just a strange-looking,
Oh, by the way,
fucking weird dude.
has ties to the Podesta group, Leon Podesta.
Oh,
and,
of course.
And Leon Podesta's daughter, who fucking runs that group. Now, they're all lobbyists.
Yeah, he's just scum.
He is the U.S. representative for California's 28th Congressional District right now.
Well, I know.
I didn't.
He sits on one of those committees investigating the Russian collusion thing.
He has a lobbyist background, though. By the way, born in Framingham, Massachusetts, another homie. It's funny, man, how a lot of these guys are from around here. What do you think of that guitar, Ev?
He should be.
It's too hard to play, right?
No, I'm just.
He should be killed.
Adam Schiff?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I'd like to see him die.
I mean, yeah, he seems to have had a good enough life. And I'm trying to see if he's got any kids. Hold on. That's my new thing.
He's probably got kids.
He has two, and he's been married for a while to Eve Schiff. Why are we talking about him again? Because he's a scumbag, right?
He's scum.
He's scum. Yeah, he's scum. By the way, Adam, I'm sorry, baby. I know you listen to the show and all that. Hey, listen, we're going to take a quick break because the big guy, that's me, gotta pee.
It's disturbing to see that you're growing old. It concerns me to be the one you want to hold. Too busy running on fuel that now you
everybody. My name's Al. Across from the table from me is probably the best friend a guy ever could have, Joe. And then the best son
unless you
anyone
like
could
your
ever have
dog.
is to my left, Evan. Thank you for coming today. What a hoot,
for
right?
having me.
A lot of good
having
time, right?
fun.
So we were talking a little about music earlier, and what are you listening to right now? Is there anything? Is rock and roll dead?
In the current world, yeah.
You think so? Rock is dead.
I think it's on its way out, but I think it could also very well come back, as long as there's, people who put out
So
good.
So you continue to pursue rock and roll. Is that because you think it's worthy to pursue, or do you think it's going to make a comeback, or do you just get enjoyment from it? What's the deal?
That's just
It's
my roots.
That's real music.
It's just
It's
my
real
It's
music.
what you had on playing on the radio in the background.
Yeah, but you got a lot. You were exposed to a lot of shit other than rock and roll too. So what is it about rock and roll that hooked into your head?
obviously, I don't know.
That's because
Did
it's
you
the
see-
greatest form of music known to mankind.
There's format to it, and it's meaningful.
Yep.
But I mean, when you get down to it, every type of music is meaningful.
Yeah,
Maybe I saw this on a movie. I could have this completely wrong, but they're moving more of the black rap bullshit towards the front of the award shows and putting the real music where people actually play guitars and shit towards the back.
what do you mean? Towards the end of the broadcast type?
Well,
of thing?
I don't know. They're undermining it. They're because the
not
the
popular.
black shit sells.
Right.
All the ooga booga, fuck my mother in the ass. I'm going down the street and
The problem
I gotta
is-
get some gas. I found my whore sister. She was taking it in the ass.
Right. The problem is the recording industry is no longer about selling units.
fucking garbage.
It's not about selling units. It's not about selling albums. It's
not
not even
about
about
selling
selling
music.
singles. It's not about selling music. You're right. So there's something about the crossover urban hip hop type stuff, R&B, whatever they call it,
Junk.
that for some reason people who still consume music and pay for it, in a sense, they consume it and they're sending money out for it, that in particular, that type of music, for whatever reason, although
They're probably too stupid to own a computer
now listen,
and download it.
we talk about vinyl and you think it's stupid. Vinyl sold more music was bought on vinyl in the last 12 months than was bought digitally.
Well, that's because people
Certainly CDs or tapes or whatever.
there's
Well, nobody sells
morons
tapes.
out there.
Yeah.
Anybody that goes and buys vinyl is an idiot.
Why?
Because they're either
I put on a Mahalia Jackson
You know what? They're either
album
older-
this morning from 1957, and it was pristine, and it was so full and so fucking rich.
Yeah.
It was her Christmas. It was so beautiful. Why?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
you're full of shit and
I'm
rich.
really not.
The vinyl is horrible.
Okay.
It cracks, it pops.
Well,
it
when it's
jumps.
old and you don't take care of it, right? You're
No,
correct. You're
right from the
correct.
beginning.
No,
It pretty
no.
much. From about 11 minutes after you put it on the turntable, there's some fucking dust on it, and it cracks, it pops. It's fucking horrible.
Yeah.
You turn it up too loud, the speakers start shaking the turntable, and then you got a
Again, we
massive
talked about that.
feedback.
That's because you got an incorrect setup.
So,
Again,
this is when I was in college.
Here's another thing. We talked when
It's awful.
the lovely Catherine was here last night, and we talk about how we're always trying to get you guys to come over, you and Patty. When you do finally come over, and it's going to be during the holiday season, we will get you guys over. I will play some vinyl loudly.
Well, and
you
then-
will see that there's no feedback because I have a fucking serviceable. I don't even have that great a setup money-wise, but I have a serviceable setup. You know what I mean?
Well, I don't think you're playing it loud enough. But they...
Evan, help me out here. Who listens to music louder than me, other than Joe? Joe does
The
listen to music.
vinyl is it's an antique.
No, you're right.
And if you're into listening to that kind of, if you want to listen to that way, you're fine. But
you're
there's
right.
people that are doing it because they think that it makes them cool.
Correct. Right. It's a cool
And
thing.
there's way more people doing it that makes it that they think it makes them cool
So
than
what
there
was-
are who actually
Right.
think that it sounds better.
So what was my initial point? Oh, we were talking about music that sells. So it sells digitally, and for some reason, the music that actually sells, that people actually buy, not just consume, but actually buy, for some reason, right now, it is the urban type R&B stuff. It's weird. It's weird. But here's the other thing.
I think
Do you at all have? I mean, I know what the answer is already, but you're aware that like new country is the most popular music in the country.
yes.
Those guys sell a ton of records and their fucking live shows, because it used to be that you go on the road to promote your album. Now it's different. Now you go on the road to make real money. You know what I mean?
Well,
And
let's
that's why
think
all those
about those
motherfuckers.
two demographics.
That's why all those motherfuckers got killed in Las Vegas, because that guy on stage was making $2 million that night. You know what I mean?
Let's think of the two demographics.
Yeah. Go ahead.
The hood
Yep.
and rednecks.
Go ahead.
Both demographics too fucking stupid to use a computer.
Well, I think
So they
that
have
the
to buy records.
But I'm saying they equally download as much. I'm saying they don't buy records and CDs. They are downloading. They are downloading for some
But they're
whatever
paying
reason.
for music.
And then it's all on the phone. We talk about the podcasts. It's the same thing with music. Everything's on the fucking phone.
Well, you
That's
just
how
said
people
that
listen to
they're
music.
buying music, though.
But they download the music. They don't download podcasts. So at 99 cents a song,
From iTunes.
yeah,
They're
99
buying
cents a
it, but
song.
they're paying for the music. They're not stealing it.
That's what I'm saying.
They're
99
too
cents.
stupid to steal it.
Oh, okay. So you're saying that they can't steal it because they're too dumb.
They're morons.
Yeah. You certainly haven't bought any music in 20 years. I'm
No.
sure.
well, I've never stolen any either.
You don't need to buy music. That's the thing.
Well, of course. I mean, unless you want something specific, right?
You just go on Pandora and say, "Hey, I wanna listen up."
Yeah, but Pandora sucks because what you do is you put in the Chili Peppers, right? And then they play all music that's like the Chili Peppers, and every 3 or 4 songs.
Well,
is the
see,
Chili
that's
Peppers.
the thing.
There's
Here's the
other,
thing.
but there's other things like
No,
Spotify.
Here's the thing.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna bring up a point.
All right, go ahead.
A lot of my friends will listen to.
Speaking into the microphone.
lot of my-
fucking begging you.
All right. A lot of my friends will listen to Pandora and Spotify.
Yep.
And the thing is yeah, and it comes up in categories, and you'll get a lot of different artists.
Yeah.
But that's what listening to music is.
I
Today
understand.
With that
And listen,
genre.
I love Pandora and I love Sirius, but there's a shortcoming with that because there are other apps where you can put in an artist and only hear that artist, or you can put in a specific song and hear that specific song. Pandora is not like that. Like you put in like I said, the Chili Peppers, or if you like country, you put in Jason Aldean, and yeah, every 5th or 6th song will be Jason Aldean, but in between
what's
there's
wrong with
Luke
that?
Bryan. Oh, nothing's wrong with
Yeah.
that. But what I'm saying is, it's still technically you can't get a song for free downloaded onto your hard drive. If you want a song on your hard drive to play at any time that you want, you have to buy it.
Go on YouTube.
You have to buy it though. Pirates Bay. I
If you
did a
wanna-
lot of. I didn't do music on that. I did a lot of movies and TV show on that. I don't care anymore because I have that fucking Stylin X1
I'm
from
saying-
Comcast Xfinity that I get everything I need anyway.
You don't have to own music. You can get it elsewhere. Like you don't even have to have it on a hard drive.
You know, you're
or have
right.
A hard copy. You can go.
But what I'm saying, like, say you want that song "Cold" by what's the name of the band? Say you want to hear fucking "Life of Agony," "How It Would Be." All right, great song. You have to buy that song to be able to play it whenever you want to hear it. Follow what I'm saying? You can get an app that might play it once in a while, but if you want to play that song over and over and over and over again, you have to buy it. You still have
Yeah.
to buy it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you're right. You
There's
don't have
ways.
to-
There's ways around it, but yeah.
Yeah.
In a sense, yeah, you would have to like say go on iTunes or get a CD and download it onto your computer or whatever.
Right. By the way, our last episode, the bumper music was How It Would Be by Life of Agony. The opening song was Psycho Girl by Babe the Retard, me, and Scott Lindbergh and Tommy Poirier. And the outro music was by Tree. The name of the song was Jaw.
Just in case someone listens
Nobody cares.
and says, "Oh my God, they're using Tree."
Yeah, nobody cares. But, you know, eventually I'm going to have to say that every time. I think.
I watched the
Because I can't let it go. I can't let it go. The music's too good. It's too perfect for our show. I can't let it go.
I watched the Tower Records documentary again this morning. I saw it like a year and a half
About
ago.
the whole thing of
From
Tower
the-
Records.
from the start to finish.
Was that person who did that? Were they like did they have some other business that they were in and they got into that, or was this just a record store fanatic type dude?
What do you mean?
I'm saying, was it
Are
like?
you asking? Did you see the documentary?
No, I gotta see it. I know what you're saying though.
No, the guy that started it
Yeah.
was his father owned a pharmacy in Sacramento,
Okay.
and his old man started selling records,
At the pharmacy. Okay.
and then they expanded a little bit, and then the kid said, "Hey, I want to just sell records," and his old man said, "I'm not financing."
So are we
it."
talking early 80s, late 70s?
No, we're talking 60s.
Oh, okay. It was that long ago. Okay.
Yeah, early 60s.
Okay.
And Tower Records started then.
By the way, there is no Tower Records anymore, right? Gone.
There is in Japan.
No shit.
Do you know there's still because they went to Japan
Yeah.
and they went the whole route of all of the stores closed in the United States and everywhere else in the world where they had them. But in Japan, apparently they still go and buy records. Or CDs
Right,
and
right,
shit
right.
like that. So I don't know whether they have a big piracy law thing there or
No shit.
but Tower Records is still but they don't own it anymore.
Oh, it's just the name. It's the brand or whatever.
The guy,
Somebody
the guy
bought
that
the brand.
started it doesn't own it because they had financed, they had done bond issues and stuff. It got all Wall Street-ish.
Yeah, right.
So whoever owns it isn't the guy that started it.
Sure.
But it was like a big family operation.
I gotta say the whole CD thing, which I got way more into, because I had records as a kid, and you just can only buy so many when you're fucking a kid, and using your Stop and Shop money or whatever. But I did amass a pretty decent CD collection before I started downloading music, which the music that I have on hard drives is fucking ninefold of what I have physical copies of.
Right.
Because I did the pirating thing for a while. You know what I mean? I just fucking ripped everything I could for free. But
That's not what I did, Albert.
okay, buddy. I don't care. I never got caught. I had friends who got caught, by the way, and family. They were like $4,000. You're fucked. I'm like, don't pay them nothing, and they did. I'm like, you're an idiot. But where was I going with that?
You were going towards something about music and stealing
for
it.
Christ's sake. I lost
They're all fucked up now.
It doesn't matter. Hey, we've had a real good time today. We did 2 shows in a row, which we don't usually do. It was a weekend, and you know what? It's a lot of fun. We're going to do our usual Tuesday show. Joe is
Hey, you
going...
know what?
Go ahead.
You know what happened
Yep.
with the CDs?
Go ahead.
It wasn't just that you could download shit. It wasn't Napster. Do you remember? I'm talking early 90s. CDs were like $18, $20.
They got expensive
They got
for a while.
crazy.
Especially if you did the music club thing. They got crazy.
They got crazy money.
By the way, fucking records are the same thing now. They're $20 minimum now. Fucking
For
stupid.
a piece of vinyl?
Yeah, it's stupid.
Yeah. Well, it makes
Unless
people
you buy
that buy
one,
them
unless you buy it from me, it's $2.
even dumber.
Yeah,
But they were a lot of money.
yeah.
And that drove people away.
It sure did. Yep.
And also what drove them away is that they used to sell singles.
CD singles.
They sold CD singles, but they also sold 45s back in the record
yeah,
day.
of course. But that was
But CD singles
DJs
were,
used to play the singles.
you know, people would go,
Fucking singles were almost as much as an album.
well, I just want this song from
Right,
the album.
right,
I don't want
right.
to buy the whole fucking album.
Which
In
is the same
iTunes-
concept with fucking downloading now.
Right. iTunes came along and said, well, we'll sell you a single for 99 cents.
Yep. Or an album for $9.99 or $8.99.
Now, I've downloaded like Led Zeppelin and the Eagles and AC/DC, their entire discography.
Yeah, sure. And paid for it or not?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Big money.
Wink, wink.
Paid big money.
Yeah.
But no, it's just it's things have changed. It's all
It's weird.
you can have it on digital. Although I've got it on iPod. I gotta find it's a different thing because it's all locked up in the iPod. It's strange things you have to do to get it off.
Oh, all you got to do is dump it onto a fucking hard drive, onto your on an external.
Yeah, but I
hard
mean, you
drive.
can't like. I've got a computer that has a different bunch of songs that are on an iPod, and you have to either sync one way or the other.
I understand what you're saying, but you can set it up.
I just want like a music player
I
that
understand.
doesn't care.
Right.
I just want to. All right, let's put these songs on the music
I
player.
know what you're talking about. What you need to do is plug. And you're good at computers and link ups and all the different fucking adapters and all that. You got to put your iPod into your computer, and it recognizes it as a different hard drive. And then you also have your this set up, and you send everything from the iPod to this external thing, and it works. It works. I'm telling you. You can get everything off your iPod on this, and you can just fucking throw your iPod out. Because what the fuck you need your iPod for? Unless it's active and you plug it into the fucking little 1/8-inch jack in your car radio or something. You know what I mean? But I'm talking about as far as getting it all
construction
stored.
radio.
Yeah. I'm just saying, unless you're looking to get it, if you're looking to get it all in the same place, this is the fucking deal right here. You know what I mean?
But you can't hook that up to your car.
No, you can't. You still need something that will read it. Correct. Right. You know what I mean? You gotta have something that will actually read it. But what I'm saying is, as far as actual storage goes, that's the fucking deal, because you can just put whatever you want in it, you know?
All right, I'm going to go rape a dog.
All right, listen.
So all you people out there, thank you for listening, and please tell a friend. If you...
Kinda Right at SoundCloud.com.
Kinda Right.
Kinda Right. If you got a comment or anything, you can go there. But if you want to talk to me, Joe doesn't fucking deal with this, but if you want to talk to me, Kinda Right at Yahoo.com, and I do respond to every single email. Every single email I respond
I
to.
do want to hear from anyone that was offended.
I will. What I'll do is I'll
Al
CC
will-
you on that.
Al will
have a
forward
Q&A.
that to me.
Have what?
Have a Q&A, question and answer. Have people send you questions.
Yeah. No, people.
I want to hear about the offended because
Listen.
I want to comfort them.
I got a feeling that anyone who listens more than 3 minutes isn't that offended. Anyone who listens less than 3 minutes was probably offended.
Yes.
And they're not all that terribly interested in us explaining ourselves.
Well, they may be, though.
By the way, Ev, you don't think that we did anything offensive this evening, do you?
Other than dog fucking?
Yeah.
I mean, why would that be offensive?
Did I asked Kat last night the same question? Does being here and watching us fill in any blanks that you were wondering about, or is you pretty much knew that it was just me and Joe fucking doing our thing, just sitting there having a couple
Not
beers
a lot
and
of
talking?
not a lot of difference between on air and off
It's
air.
right.
Quite frankly,
That's what I figured. And
Yeah.
I knew that's why.
The
I
only
would
difference
feel good.
is, like I said to Kat, where Joe and I could be in the cabana and talking to each other and watching TV, and there might be 5 minutes of silence. We can't have that on air. You know
Right.
what I mean? I got to
can't
fill
just
that.
like drift away.
But
and
at the
look
same
something and
time-
go, oh, by the way,
this thing is we're both firing enough. Our brains are firing enough that we're able to just talk for 2 hours, which is pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
All right.
ain't
On that
bad.
note, Joe, I love you.
Love you too,
Evan, I
man.
love you.
Love you too, Ev.
Okay. And we'll see you guys Tuesday. Good night.
Good night.